everybody. Today we'll be reading about coral reefs.
What is a coral reef? Where would you see one? And what would you like to learn about coral reefs?
Well, coral reefs are busy underwater places where
Can I
many
show them a picture?
colorful animals, and plants live.
Here's a picture of a coral reef. Some people think coral reefs are made of rocks or shells, but that's not so. Coral reefs are actually made up of little, tiny living creatures called coral polyps. These animals are only about 1/4 of an inch across, and it takes millions of coral polyps to make one of these reefs that you might see. Different polyps form different kinds of coral. Coral can be many different colors, and it can be interesting shapes and sizes too.
Coral reefs are located in warm, shallow waters, usually near land. The biggest coral reef in the world is Australia's Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is about 1,260 miles long.
Here's another picture for you. Check it out. All right. Imagine you're swimming near a coral reef. What animals might you encounter?
Well, first you would see the brightly colored coral. What is coral made up of? Coral polyps. So that one animal you'd see.
For sure.
There are many more animals living in the coral reef, though more animals live in coral reefs than anywhere here on Earth except rainforests.
So rainforests have the most animals, and then coral reefs are second. Most fish around the coral reef have bright colors and patterns. Mandarin fish have colorful stripes and dots to warn bigger fish to stay away. If you see a butterfly fish, you might think it has eyes on its head. Oh wait, and its tail. Lionfish have spines to defend themselves against predators.
Lobsters, shrimp, and crabs live in the reefs too. Don't be fooled by these sea anemones. They look like flowers, but they are not. Then there's the giant clam. It can grow up to 5 feet wide and can weigh 500 pounds.
Be careful though. You might encounter sharks and barracudas that are hunting for food near the reefs. Let's see, and don't stick your hand into a hole in that reef. A moray eel might be living there.
I think the electric eel's more worse than a moray eel.
I've never heard of that. I think I just got a shot. Whoa!
Whoa!
What are we looking at here?
The food chain. All the different things they eat.
So how do animals that live near a coral reef survive? Like you and me and all other living things, they need food. So what do they eat? Well, they eat each other.
That sounds disturbing. Well, the animals of a coral reef are part of a food chain. Tiny plants and animals are at the bottom of the food chain.
Can you see up at the top in the purple bubble? It says algae, those tiny animals and plants. Keep going.
All right. They get their energy from the sun. The coral polyps eat the tiny plants and animals. Then small animals eat the polyps. Bigger animals eat the small animals. Then the biggest animals, like sharks, eat the bigger animals.
Now, it's important that all the animals in the food chain survive. What happens if one step in our chain disappears? All the other parts have to react. It's a chain reaction. If there are no tiny plants and animals, the polyps won't have food to eat. If the polyps disappear, what will the small animals eat? That's why it's important to protect all the animals and plants in a food chain.
I think all the polyps will disappear in 1,000,000 years.
Oh my goodness.
Like the end of the world.
Here's another picture for you, friends.
Ooh.
It takes a very long time for a coral reef to grow. That's because coral grows only about 1 inch every year. Think of how many years it took for the Great Barrier Reef to form.
But today, coral reefs are in danger.
What?
Parts of many coral reefs have already been destroyed. Scientists think that many of the coral reefs will completely disappear. Why? People are not careful careful around coral reefs. They step
On it.
or touch the coral, which kills it. Sometimes they take the coral.
Give me this coral. I'm taking it home.
People also fish for the animals that live in around the reefs, which can damage the reefs and interrupt the food chain. People also pollute the oceans with garbage, and the pollution can kill the reefs.
What positive steps can we all take to protect coral reefs? Well, spread the word. Don't pollute. And suggest that people stop dumping garbage that can damage the reefs. Tell people to look, but don't touch. And when they explore the beautiful coral reefs, with everyone's help, coral reefs can survive.
Peace out.
Thanks, everybody.
Crew W out.